A group of residents from across area neighborhoods are working now to educate people about watersheds while also protecting and restoring them. News 19's Riley Hackett explains.
West Columbia resident B.A. Holman says she became interested in local watersheds when her yard, which backs up to the Brickyard Branch watershed, flooded.
Just so much water was unbelievable. I mean, you couldn't walk back there before. You would sink up to your mid-calf.
A watershed is an area of land that drains rainwater and snowmelt into rivers, basins, and oceans. When water enters the watershed too quickly, it can cause flooding.
If I had a funnel and I was holding a funnel and you poured a bucket of water into the funnel, there's a point where you are pouring too much water into the funnel for it to be able to flow through the hole at the bottom of the funnel. And that's what happens when you develop land and then add culverts and things like that.
That's Scott Miller, an environmental engineer.
The issue is in understanding how the impact that's going to have on the overall watershed and flooding in communities. So when my street floods, I am inconvenienced by the fact that we tried to put development where there used to be forests, but that's an okay thing to have done. What we lost in the development of watersheds is we lost areas where flooding was appropriate.
Holman and Miller are both part of the Brickyard Branch Watershed Association. Their goal is to protect and restore their watershed and increase education.
What our Facebook page does, it has all these guides that you can look up. If you want to have an area in your yard that's wet or dry or whatever, it will tell you. It will give you, specific and tell you what native plants are best to plant where.
The group also plants vegetation on private property to help keep the watershed healthy and advocates against chemical use in these areas.
It's been a very grassroots, community-oriented group that volunteers. We get in donated trees, big shipments.
Casey resident Trey Bray is also a member.
Planting trees is definitely, the secondary and tertiary steps that go with it. But I think the other big next step is building out the watersheds for the different branches and creeks.
Reporting in the Midlands, I'm Riley Hackett, News 19 WLTX.
Well, the association says they also want to inspire other areas with shared watersheds to create similar groups. They say the groups could then all work together to protect and restore watersheds and even more of the region.